As Kenyans prepare to celebrate Mashujaa Day, thousands of Kenyans are going through the most traumatic experience in their lives. This is as a result of the destruction of their homes in a place called Athi River. The incident pits the government through the East African Portland Cement Factory and thousands of persons who bought land through dirty tricks, conmanship, and thievery, dirty tricks and sheer ignorance perpetrated by politicians and some civil servants. Kenyans were duped to spend and lose more than 100 billion shillings in investments. Demonstrates the need for Kenyans to solve such a little bit more deeply. The incident shows the need for Kenyans to learn from their history. Let us draw examples from the Mau forest. Tens of thousands of Kenyans were duped to occupy the Mau forest despite the area being declared as the biggest water tower in East Africa. They are duped to settle in the forest, which is the main source of water for rivers feeding into lakes, and which supports a big animal biodiversity. In the end, they are forced to leave the forest. In this context, more than 4,000 acres of land, which is owned by East African Portland Cement Factory, is at the center of one of the most serious land grab in Kenya. The case has been in court for years. Warning had been issued by the former governor of Machakos, Mr. Alfred Mutua, way back in 2015, to all Kenyans, warning them against being cheated to purchase land at the site. He wanted to name the cabal of politicians behind the plot to seize the land. East African Portland Cement had issued a warning through a giant billboard to try and warn any would-be persons from attempting to purchase the land. The happenings in Athi River is a typical example of how Kenyans are being undeveloped by politicians and wicked public servants. It is also a lesson for people who refuse to learn from history. Remember the Kulu Hills incident, in which thousands of persons were forcibly removed from the game reserve in the 1980s. The people had been promised protection by politicians who claimed that they were close to the president. It is not a shocker that politicians are pretending that they do not know about this incident. Some claim that the courts were biased, while others claim they had certain communities that were being targeted. This be a lesson for the future. Meanwhile, the office of the CID should unravel this mystery, which is in public domain. Mbatana na hali hii ya kubomoa, utasikia watu wengine wakisema watu wetu wanaandamwa, mara tutatumia kamuti kupata suluhisho. Basi mwende mbele mfanye uganga tuone. Wacha watume nyuki na madhara mengine, ndio tutajua ukweli iko wapi kama ni kweli. Deep and biased investigation will reveal the names of the politicians and civil servants who signed documents, of course in exchange for a huge pack. Politicians are very cunning. They have the money to pay lawyers to run down cases. Members of the public should vote out such politicians. It's unfortunate that Kenya people do not learn from past mistakes. Please let this be a lesson. Kindly subscribe, comment, and give a like.